how to authentically harness AI technology as a visionary, conscious, awakening entrepreneur to 10x your income, influence, and impact this year. Welcome to today's daily coaching transmission on the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. I'm Spence Madden, founder, New Earth Business Coaching, and every single day, 365 days a year, is my personal challenge to bring you a cutting edge tip, tool, or tactic related to consciousness, leadership, and business the New Earth way. We talk high level energetics and we talk tactical, practical business strategies to help you scale with ease and flow. Today, we're talking about AI technology and how it relates to you, the visionary spiritual entrepreneur. One of the big things I've noticed since the rise of ChatGPT last year is that there is a lot of resistance and stickiness around AI and implementing it into your business for visionary, conscious, awakening entrepreneurs. And I totally understand this. I get it because I've talked with some of you and I have a lot of the same reservations myself. So we're going to break this down in a few different ways. First of all, let's get something clear. You are piercing the veil. You are awakening. You know that there is a control agenda to siphon human consciousness. If you've gone down some rabbit holes, you'll know that AI is a very big energetic, and it's bigger than simply ChatGPT. We've had the dystopian nature programmed into us by the control matrix systems around AI for a long time. Look at The 100, that really popular Netflix series where the AI comes back online in dystopian era Earth. The AI stuff in Terminator, etc. AI, always positioned from a negative perspective. This is part of the permission programming rituals of the parasite players that seek to control human consciousness, etc. We can agree that we've been programmed that AI seems to be bad. Then we have the idea of AI coming in and robotics and AI drones and soldiers running around, which guess what, are a freaking reality. They are built into this earth plane right now. There is no denying that. And now we have AI spreading rapidly across the internet, and it's here to stay, in my opinion. If you are a visionary, conscious entrepreneur who wants to have a business in the next 2 to 3 years, and you don't want to spend all your time online, you're going to have to figure out how to use AI in your own way. Now, remember, my high level take is we know that there's a really dark agenda with AI. We know there's control. We know that want everyone on blockchain. We know there's a dystopian agenda. However, so many of these tools are actually increasing creativity when used properly and authentically. And this creates time leverage. This wave of AI is changing how back-end systems are going to be built around your business, and it's changing how we're going to interact with teams in the coaching industry. We're not going to go into how this is changing farming. We're not going to go into how this is changing everything and how there's going to be mass layoffs. But you as an online entrepreneur, a visionary, a coach, a healer, consultant, therapist, someone who does a product online, you are in a really good position because you're bringing forth you. Like, you are a huge part of the business. And for me, this is a really good thing. And we need to be careful when it comes to using AI, such as ChatGPT, Google Bard, all these different ones coming out, Grok, that we don't lose our humanness, because you are the leader of your $1 million movement. I've talked about that in past episodes on this podcast. And you're not AI, you're human. And we're moving into an age where humanness is going to be more important. In order to not burn out and to become overwhelmed and want to burn everything down, regardless of what income level we're at, as the internet goes crazy with AI, we need to practice discernment. We need to cultivate discernment and only engage with the technology that we can use to time leverage. There's a dark side to AI. Absolutely. We talked about it. But now everyone is going to be able to make revenge porn videos very easily. What we could potentially see on a more darker timeline is people, from a coaching perspective, let's say I'm a coach, right? So maybe a client is in alignment, so I let them out of their contract and their butt hurt. Okay. Well, now they can go and take a picture from my Instagram and they can put it onto of somebody that maybe looks like me, maybe doesn't, and put it in the most compromising positions where I'm like chained up or whatever with a dude pounding me, whatever. I'm just saying this for perspective because we need to put out how far this is going. It's already happening, but imagine that on the micro influencer level. This is what's going to be possible with AI. In fact, it's already here. It just hasn't spread. So this is why we need to be aware of it. We need to be discerning. Very soon, we're going to have the whole blockchain system where it's going to say, "Hey, this is created by a human," or "This is not created by a human." That's also part of the Web3 more dystopian agenda, where everything is signing in through like ID printed things, which is going to be very weird to see like video made by AI, video made by human. But the point I'm trying to make here is it's going to be impossible to avoid. If you want to be on the internet sharing your message, if you want to be on social media sharing your content to create leads and clients, you're going to have to figure out how to dance with this AI energy. One of the big things is making sure you're taking time offline, because guess what? There's energetics coming through the phone right now that I'm recording on. It's coming through the towers, it's coming through the phone. Like, this is how AI on an energetically level maneuvers, right? It gets the infrastructure in place and it moves through the phones. And then you add in microchips, like what's happening with Neuralink and Elon Musk. So you can literally think stuff and it'll show up in your phone. The ring agenda, you're going to see a big wave of people selling, companies selling rings, but those rings are literally designed to just be the microchip. Under the guise of, hey, you'll know your pulse, you'll know your blood sugar. Those rings, I would never be putting one of those on, because then they're like, oh, now this thing's on all night tracking your sleep, which means your Wi-Fi is probably on, and they can actually interfere with your dreams and things like that. And that's there's some deep stuff to the AI here, and I will definitely do longer episodes. I just wanted to bring you just a little high level zoom up of what it could be with AI, but we can't bypass the fact of time leverage. If you're someone like me who spends time in the garden, spends time creating electroculture things, solving the challenges of the world, coming up with solutions, raising dogs, having a family, spending time with my beloved, traveling the world, all these things that I'd like to do outside of my business, I would be foolish to not figure out what AI I can use. And remember, if you have ever used Instagram, Facebook, Google, MSN, Bing, any of these things, and Samsung, Apple, if you use any of these things, at any point in the last 10 years, you're already using and engaging with AI. We're not even talking about the Alexa and the smart meters and your smart home. You're already engaging with AI. Now we're just seeing this mass wave come forward. A lot of it has to do with control, right? They're trying to the parasite players are trying to move ahead an agenda where everyone is in lockstep to this half human, half cyborg thing. If you've ever seen Star Trek Voyager, that very popular show, and there's this group called the Borg, and they fly around in these huge, like, menacing-looking cube ships, and it's half man, half machine merged together. That is like literally permission programming of where they want to take it. It doesn't look as extensive as it did on Star Trek, but the rings, the one chip in your brain, the chip in your arm, right, of the phone, it all starts adding up to this AI control agenda. We have to be discerning. I've said that point a couple times in this transmission so far. So how do you know what to implement? Well, first of all, you check out the technology and you do it from a high level place. You don't try and add a million AI systems at once. You see what pro companies are integrating pieces of AI. Because right now we have like, hey, this is straight up AI, which is like ChatGPT and the big corporations behind it gathering all the data. Then we have software as a service companies, let's say email service providers and stuff, who are integrating AI within their business to make things a little easier. Because essentially that AI is just a really fast computing power, which allows it to make decisions. And then you have AI where it's like, hey, click this on the podcast, and AI is magically going to make your voice look good. There's different levels to this. So you're going to have to pick and choose what you want. My big message within this is make sure you check in with yourself every step of the way. Does this feel soulful? Does this feel expansive? Is this going to save me time? Do I feel a gut instinct around this? Because a lot of technology out there right now, it says it's AI, but it's not really AI. Where it's going to get pretty intense in the near future is when you get into like generative AI, where AI, like artificial generative intelligence, meaning it can kind of think like a human. If you go to ChatGPT and Minstrel and all these other ones right now, they're not that great. Like, they are great, but once it starts thinking like a human, and starts asking you questions like another human would, then it can get pretty intense. We're not quite there yet, but it will be coming. And this is why I talk about AI technology as 1/8 of the New Earth entrepreneurship pathway. You'll notice that it's not the main thing, but it is part of the model, the process that I take people through, because you can't bypass it. And it can be simple. You doesn't have to be a complex. That's why people hire me, and you follow my work on my channels and stuff where I share about some of the relevant AI stuff, and you're on my newsletter. I don't beat it to death. I'm all about the energetics. I'm all about the grand awakening. I'm all about consciousness rising, DNA changing, all this kind of stuff. And then applying that to business to 10x and literally go parabolic with your income, impact, and influence. That's what I'm all about. But I know that a component of that, if you're in the online space, is AI, and you can't hide from it. And remember, if you give AI more power than it is, if you fear it, it now owns you. If you fear it, it now owns you. If you can look at it for what it is, energy of control, a tool of expanding your message, and if you can see these different perspectives, then it's not going to take you over. But we have to be discerning. This is why I'm going to keep talking about it. And if fear comes up, breathe through it. Talk to me in my DMs if you think you should be using some type of AI stuff in your business. All of the visionary entrepreneurs out there who are moving to the $1 million movements and are looking to create ease, they're looking at AI right now. All of the biggest industry players, leaders, influencers, businessmen and women in your current field are looking at AI. All you have to do is go on Instagram ads and look at how many things are come up as AI if you search marketing. It's changing the game. And I think it's a good thing, right? It's causing us all to up level. And we can't sit there on like some spiritual high horse and say, hey, okay, this is fine, we'll use it. And then 5 years from now, we're expecting the grand solar flash where a huge amount of plasma energy comes off the sun all at once, wipes electricity, reset, all that kind of stuff. Like, could, but a lot of people, that's like kind of in the realm of what I call like the QAnon theories and things like that. It's like, okay, it would be kind of cool if that was the case, but I'm not going to sit here giving my power away to it while more and more AI and control comes in. Remember, part of being a New Earth leader is we're 100% sovereign and responsible. So we have to be 100% sovereign and responsible for how we integrate AI into our business, how we integrate Web3 into our business, and how we integrate blockchain into our business. Remember, those three are kind of like the trifecta. They're all interconnected. It's unavoidable in the online space right now, and honestly, society at large. Web3, AI, blockchain, you must know how to incorporate those if you want to scale your business online. It's going to be brought forward very quick. Programs like Instagram, Facebook, all these ones are already AI, but wait till there's the next level of AI features and things have rolled out. Let's keep focusing on how can this save us time? How can this save us money? How can this help us bring our humanness forward, our gifts, our genius, our uniqueness to the world in a way that feels authentic to us? For someone like me, I will always be recording these podcasts myself every morning in real time. Versus some people feel authentic where they're going to take their blog article they wrote and they're going to put it into an AI podcast generator and it will sound like them. There's already software out there where I could say a few things into the words, or I could upload this recording to the software. It's going to scan my voice. It's going to replicate my voice. And then I can literally make things in ChatGPT and copy them over, and it will read in my voice and it will sound the same as this. I guarantee you, and part of my promise to you is that I will always record these episodes. I'm not going to AI them out. I like my authentic flows. I like just spitballing. Like, I don't have any notes and stuff up here, just talking passionately to my tribe, which is you. The Golden Age Entrepreneurs movement out there is always going to be a piece of my business. And this is a core reason why people listen to these things. They've listened to my past podcasts, and people come from my podcast and they hire me for $20, $50, $100,000, or they come into my mastermind, which is like $1,500 a month, or they come into the membership I have if they're a visionary female entrepreneur that I have with my beloved at Soulmate Strategy, Jenna, my wife, which is a more lower price point thing. There's always, this is why they come into that, because I'm not going to bullshit you around. We're going to talk about all the things that we need to talk about to thrive in golden age entrepreneurship together. And part of that is AI. We can't bypass it. So your steps from here are, number one, tuning in. Are you fearing AI and giving your power away? Number two, are you using AI right now? Does it feel authentic to you? Please do not write your post with ChatGPT. It is not smart enough to do that for you. Keep writing your own posts. Keep using your own voice. Use AI to simplify back-end tasks, i.e., I use it to write these podcast notes. So go look at the podcast notes here, and you'll see that was architected and came out through Riverside.fm's AI generator thing. It's probably a ChatGPT plugin. I copy that. I make some tweaks because I want it to sound like me, so it's not fully out there, but it writes 80% of it, and then I tweak it, and eventually it'll probably write all of it as generative AI gets gets a lot better right now. But that's a time saver for me. That's a time saver for my team. I'm not paying someone anymore to write all that out. It's copy paste it, make a tweak. That's 5 minutes versus 20 or 30 minutes of my assistant and team members' time. So they can do more, they can create more. It allows me to grow my movement. There's really great ways you can use it authentically, and there's ways not so much. Have a coach like me to bounce ideas off of. Is this something that I should be doing? Does it feel good? Get in an AI training boot camp, whatever. Get on AI channels. Keep abreast of what's happening in AI without letting it siphon you. This is how visionary, conscious, awakening entrepreneurs are going to navigate this big change. It's just like, don't get caught in the financial markets, but you also know that it's important that you know what's going on at these higher levels in the market. So that way, if there is a financial reset, I'll say when there's a financial reset, when these things roll out, when they try a CBDC agenda, you're prepared. You're not caught with your pants down. You're not sitting there obsessing all the time around that. You're busy in the garden, earth skirling your kids, working on their projects, growing your business. But you still have to have that perspective and that high level knowing. That's what makes you an awakening visionary entrepreneur. You're not putting your head in the sand on these key things. You're not putting your head in the sand around AI. You're thinking about, how can I use this authentically to bring my uniqueness and my mission to the world in a way that's even more human than ever before, because I can actually create time leverage while still being mindful of some of the dark stuff. Like, I personally would not be living in a place that has an Alexa. I'm not putting smart meters and stuff in my home. Like, if you have a smart meter, like, I always travel around when we're traveling with smart meter covers so I can put it on to lower the radiation, etc. I'm not going to wire up my TV for it and all this stuff, but actually, just interesting side effect. All new TVs very soon will have AI built in, and you won't be able to turn it off. So it's going to get a little bit intense, but for people like you and me, it's like, fine. Well, we'll just take all that shit out of our house, and we'll be very intentional about when the Wi-Fi gets turned on, and we'll have everything hardwired. No big deal, easy to do these days. And we'll use our phones, and we'll practice a sermon, and we'll shield ourselves, and we will use it for the little bit of the day to create the wealth and the freedom, the time freedom that we desire. And then we'll turn all that shit off, and then we'll go outside, and we'll be gardening, and we'll be just doing our thing, right? We're just dancing with the old world and some of these things that are coming. We're not giving our power away to it. So if this resonated, please subscribe. If you're on Spotify, hit that little 5-star button. Leave a review. Positive reviews are so helpful to get this message out to the world. Remember, these are 365. Set your alerts on so you get notifications of these transmissions, so you can tune into this daily consciousness, leadership, and business coaching with me. My gift to you, everyone in the Golden Age entrepreneurship movement, receives this. I invite you to comment on the polls and stuff if you're listening in Spotify, and you can always reach out to me directly at newearth.business on social media, at newearth.business. My Instagram DMs are always open if you want to shoot me a note, as well as my website, newearth.business. If you're on Spotify, there is a voice note feature as well if you want to send me a short testimonial about what you learned on this episode. And if you want to go deeper with me, my high proximity containers are for you. Masterminds and private coaching. This is where I go deep with you, the awakened visionary, conscious entrepreneur, the one who sees what's happening during this golden age, seeing the big economic shifts, and you want to take your established business of transformation, whether you're a coach, healer, consultant, product owner, and turn it into $1 million movement that has resiliency no matter what is happening during this great awakening, financial resets, economic shifts, buying psychology changes, conscious evolution. No matter what happens, that you're going to still have a thriving business that allows you to bring your full essence, your genius, your soul mission to the world. Why? Because ultimately, you know this is going to awaken humanity and help us return into the planet of peace, prosperity, and power for all. And we're going to play with it too, so we can create the time, energy, and financial resources, because that's all those things are just resources. They're not life or death. They're just a freaking resource that we can have no limit to. We don't have to have scarcity and abundance anymore, and we can go from 20 to 50 to 100K, whatever amounts a month you want to, beyond that. So that way you can build the newer centers, you can invest in other businesses, you can give back to different organizations you believe in, you can travel the world, you can have the actual money to buy the houses that you want, to build the barns for your animals, to create these communities of light, all of pay off the debt, all of these things with ease. And that's what we do inside of my high proximity containers. Reach out about my mastermind, reach out about my private coaching. Let's have a conversation. If you're a fit, I'll get you to fill out an application. You can make your payment and we will get started. As always, from my heart to yours, keep flowing, keep growing, keep enjoying this beautiful life experience, this joy that we have to be in this human experience. Play with your business, smile with your business, enjoy your business today. And I will see you tomorrow with another episode of the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. Many blessings.